In 1970, Plymouth released a car that many people considered one of the ugliest vehicles ever built. It had a massive rear wing mounted high above the trunk, a long pointed nose that looked completely out of place, and an overall design that seemed more like a science experiment than a muscle car. Today, that same vehicle is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars and is considered one of the greatest legends in American automotive history. The car was called the Plymouth Superbird, and the reason it existed had nothing to do with ordinary drivers. At the time, NASCAR was becoming incredibly popular across the United States, and manufacturers were locked in a fierce battle for dominance. Winning races meant gaining publicity, selling more cars, and proving technological superiority over competitors. Plymouth engineers realized that traditional muscle car design had reached its limits. If they wanted to beat the competition, they needed to focus on aerodynamics. That decision led to one of the most unusual production cars ever created. The giant rear wing wasn't added for style. It was designed to generate stability at high speeds. The elongated front nose helped reduce drag and allowed the car to cut through the air more efficiently than almost anything else on the track. The results were incredible. The Superbird became one of the fastest NASCAR machines of its era and gave Plymouth a serious competitive advantage. Drivers loved its performance, and rivals struggled to keep up. On the racetrack, the car was a success. But then reality hit. NASCAR required manufacturers to sell road-going versions of their race cars to the public, which meant Plymouth suddenly had to convince ordinary customers to buy a vehicle that looked like it belonged on another planet. Many people walked into dealerships, looked at the enormous wing, and immediately lost interest. Some laughed. Others thought the design was ridiculous. While the car was undeniably fast, most buyers wanted something they could comfortably drive every day without attracting attention everywhere they went. As a result, sales were disappointing. Some Superbirds sat on dealership lots for months without finding buyers. Stories even emerged that certain dealers removed the giant rear wing because they believed it scared potential customers away. For years, the Plymouth Superbird was remembered as a strange experiment that failed to connect with the public. Then something unexpected happened. As time passed, collectors began to realize how rare these cars had become. Many examples had been damaged, modified, or simply disappeared. The number of surviving original Superbirds continued to shrink, while interest in classic American muscle cars grew dramatically. Suddenly, the car that people once mocked became one of the most desirable collector vehicles in the country. Today, pristine Plymouth Superbirds regularly sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars, and some examples have crossed the $500,000 mark at auctions. The same giant wing that once made customers laugh is now one of the most recognizable symbols of the golden age of American muscle cars. The Plymouth Superbird proves something fascinating about history. Sometimes the products that seem like failures in their own time eventually become legends. The car that nobody wanted in 1970 became the car that collectors dream about owning today. And that's exactly why the Superbird remains one of the most extraordinary stories in automotive history.